Okay, so welcome back to our Shadowrun game. We've had some big updates in the background. It's taking the last 2 months to clean up the specializations, so they made a little more sense for the magic casting. So they now have a little bit more power than they had before, but at a cost. And the cost is straightforward for all of them, not a hidden cost.
No. I don't have a chance of exploding on myself anymore.
You don't, yes. And the other, unless you, of course, you cancel enough dice and get enough threat.
I can't do that.
Once you get the Master Caster, you can do that with yellow dice.
Yeah, but the thing is, my dice still exceeds the threat level. Only on the healing spells.
Yes, for every green or yellow dice you remove, you will get a success and a threat. If you remove enough of them and you don't get advantages, then you will explode.
No, I suffer either a lot of wounds or a splitting headache. But no, but talking about previously when we were rolling despair, 2 despair can cause you to burn out. Which is that's the main reason why I wasn't bothered using all the empowerment stuff. Until, what was it, when I actually had to heal everybody? Oh well. But, yes, I play the charming Womp, who is aspiringly really charming now. The lovable troll, follower of Icky Thump from the BBC Pantheon. Currently annoyed at a certain elf that's decided to accept a job that to an area that he doesn't really want to go back to, but now feels obligated due to the fact that he needs to keep everybody else out of trouble. And there's a good chance that he'll probably end up running into his uncle. Either that, or a certain winged serpent. She was a winged serpent, wasn't she?
She was a great dragon.
Great dragon. Mm-hmm. European or...
whatever she feels like.
Okay.
Great dragons break all the rules.
True, they're one level lower than God. Or they can go up to God.
Well, each great dragon is generally a couple of 1,000 centuries old.
And you also remember that, well, for some of the great dragons, they have been God.
Oh, the other thing is I'm sort of annoyed about polymorph is the fact that you got rid of my ability of not getting old again.
Right, you wanted to turn into something younger.
No, I just turned into something that doesn't age. Like a divine being that doesn't age.
Like another statue.
A weeping angel? I was thinking weeping angel.
Scary thing is that does fall under my pantheon. Which would be really annoying due to the fact that I won't be able to move.
So one of the other things you will also find out with your spell casting is if you have a magic rating higher than you can generate power for with Holy, you can actually also stick in one of your other powers, using up the remaining magic rating.
How does that work?
Basically, if you haven't used up all of your magic rating that you've got, you can split it between your powers. But you can only pull, you can only power a single element at a time. So if you've say got 3 ranks of Holy and 2 ranks of Fey, then you could spend 5 rating, magic rating, to add both those effects to a spell.
I can add Fey to Holy at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also add Corrupt or Blood.
But I would suggest that only druids can do more. This is where you're saying that you can only do 2.
Well, no, you can do more, but druids are the only ones who can add more than one element, because no one else gets more than one element.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to, you could add one power of 5 different sources if you've got them.
Honestly, I don't think any other sources would be. I'm happy with Fey and Holy.
Hey, it's completely at the discretion of the spellcaster, and some spellcasters have multiple options.
But that now makes it another reason why I need to increase my Fey touch. Because there are some interesting abilities in there that I did like. It was interesting. Like Flicker Step, that was always interesting.
All the teleportation stuff is in Fey. Also with us today is Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the elf who grew up in the gardens of Seattle, thinking there was nothing more to life than the epitome of wonders that is the ancient looking at modern cooking. But he seems to discover that actually it can make a lot of money in other ways, and has been enjoying that focus after also discovering that he appears to have a heritage and history he wasn't aware of. That means that he'd be a hero if he can't do it any longer.
Okay, so I'm just going to hide the players who aren't here at the moment. I know they're going to be here eventually, but I will just add them back to being visible when they actually show up.
Okay.
Assuming it actually does its, it's finally caught up. Okay, so as we only have 2 players by the end of introductions, we have 2 dice.
Oh, that's not good.
And it is currently sitting on 3 black. So you actually did better than you could have. It could have been only 2 points. Though I did manage to roll doubles on nearly everyone for the last session.
Yeah, it was it 1 off maximum or something like that?
Which is actually not so bad to be able to do. So just going to note that down.
Damn. This is where Zealot would have come in handy.
Each of them has their options, and there are multiple things that can flip story points.
Yeah.
Including the other way. Okay, so for the catch up of where we're up to, they managed to finish the run where they had gone and collected the necklace for the executive. With the unfortunate side of things is they didn't really find out exactly what happened to the girl. So they achieved the intent of the run without the spirit of the run.
Didn't we find out that she went to become a bug?
Well, you never actually got a confirmation of what was happening to her, and you were you left it with that because Poppy was getting friendly with the bugs,
Right.
and you didn't want to kick that anthill.
No, business.
I don't know what you're talking about. We came to the place, and that was the rum. We can get money.
So, just noting down that there are various ways that could all go wrong for you was fun. So you have managed to complete that without blowing everything up. A first for the group, I believe.
Yeah, I can no longer.
A little bit of blood splatter, but that's fine.
Yeah, I can no longer flip black to white anymore because you got rid of empowered.
There will be there are options in there. I believe one of the holy things that might be the improved or supreme holy will allow you to do it.
Oh, that's right.
And I believe it's on a triumph.
Triumphs actually makes. Oh, there we go. Flip a story point.
Mm-hmm. So it's not automatic, but you get to do it whenever you do well.
Oh, 3 advantage. That's doable.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that quite easily without
and
having.
If you get supreme, it becomes 2 advantages.
It is?
Yes. Every supreme drops it from. So it starts off at 4 with the base. It drops it to 3 at improved, and on supreme it becomes 2.
Yep. Probably also need to get rid of the saying when adding your Fey power, upgrade your checker difficulty once per rank used, not counting the +2 outside the ranks.
Basically, if you get improved, it adds +1 power just by having improved. So
oh no, this is in wholly improved.
No, wholly improved will add +1 to the power rating without actually using a
Yeah,
power.
but I'm just saying you've got that in. You've got something about.
And
Fey.
that +1 doesn't increase your. You don't have to increase your dice pool to get that. That's what that's supposed to say. Okay, so
yep.
After doing so and returning back to Desrin HQ, you were setting up a meet with the client and got a urgent run at the time. And the urgent run was definitely a can't pass up this easy money. Because, hey, you can fit both in.
That the sleep deprivation also interfered with the thought processes.
And the statement of what's the worst that can happen, I'm sure, was spoken by me at least once.
What? The fact that we go missing for nearly 2 weeks.
And so, in the middle of the run, it turned out to be a trap. And you were captured, all except for Desrin, who hadn't gotten out of the van, and didn't actually fire his gun, making his presence known.
It was, he had the opportunity to do anything. It was obviously a foregone conclusion with anything that he's involved.
And Desrin at that point decided to head to a alternate rally point that I'm sure you'd all set up before the run.
Yeah.
To find out no one showed up, and by the time he got home, they were off the grid completely.
Because technically, they might have escaped the trap because they had apparently a benefactor that drove up and gave them, let's get out of there. And they all went into the van. I'm sure there were more lollies involved.
I'm sure there were lots of lollies involved.
Or possibly ice cream.
Because that too.
Even those who didn't need to go to the van to get away from the trap went into the van.
Well, it's like candy for a child.
Or
Yeah.
the fact that it already expected it to be a trap as such, going in there, due to the fact that, let's see, it's the only blatant exit.
Well, they had literally blown up another vehicle to create the exit. So they had used violence to create the exit for you.
Yeah, and I think that was it Poppy's car?
Oh no, they got blown up earlier. It was Nero's car got blown up.
Oh, that's right. It was Nero's car. Yeah.
And then from Distance perspective, everything was out of his hands. So he dropped the necklace off, got the pay for everyone, returned back to Desrin Tower, and it took another 2 weeks before he found out what had happened to everyone.
Obviously, carefully wasting their share of the money.
Because by the time they showed up, half of June had passed.
Okay. But I certainly one of the other things that they're already doing during a period of time, obviously, a searching for his colleagues without pause, but we'll also be interested in trying to track down through Tatiana and Hollow. I think Hollow, you get it back on because Hollow was Doctor. Tatiana, Hollow, and who's that original hooker?
SoCal.
SoCal, yes. I was thinking of Nemo, not Nemo. Yeah. With SoCal, Tatiana, and Hollow, exactly how the data breach and security breach on Dexter Tower occurred that led to finding out about this particular run.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you're sure it was related to the run? Because how else would they know how to set you up completely?
Yeah.
So, after that, those 2 weeks have passed and not getting any whiff of everything, suddenly they're back on the grid again, on the north end of Seattle. And you end up having 2 weeks to deal with the PSTD relating to being imprisoned. And that they now have a couple of troll friends.
Mm.
So you come back with additional comments, huh?
Well, people who were say that they owe them for their support. So they have favours that they owe for getting out of prison.
Right.
And it was a strange prison because it's not officially listed as anything but abandoned. As it's not even a prison, it's just a executive getaway.
With a couple of bit large holes in there.
So, over that time, it will be up to both Bolt and Womp and Nero when he returns to tell you what happened.
Yeah.
In their own words. And then we can actually say hello to M, who I believe joined us while I was doing the descriptions. Hello, M.
Hello. Yes. I am Bolt, ever lovable puppy, and not the sharpest bolt in the shed. Yes. Still reeling a little bit from being so rudely kidnapped and so rudely tortured and then so rudely abandoned, and then the boat ride, which I don't think Bolt's ever been on a boat before, so that was pretty fun.
You had been.
And
been on a boat
now
before.
we're back.
Not a moving boat. You've been on a boat at the dock, but never a boat that moved.
I thought we ended up moving on that one that we were in the gunfight thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
And that was more like that was a ship though, wasn't it? That was like a big freighter.
That was another
this was
one.
like an actual like boat.
There have been multiple
boat.
boat incidents in this story. So
This is there was the boat that was with the human extremists and that, and to deal with my sister.
Yeah, I don't think that boat was moving though. It was docked in, and as I said, I think it was a freighter, but I'm happy to be corrected on that one.
the Humanist one was a sporting boat,
Oh, it was a sporting boat. Okay.
which meant very little safe places to hide from gunfire.
Yeah.
Well, basically, the safest one was actually hiding behind me because I was the biggest target.
Okay.
Wasn't something. But what was this boat? Was it more like a sort of dinghy boat, or was it like an actual boat?
This one was more like a speedboat,
Speedboat. Okay.
so it went fast, and Bolt was very happy.
Windswept hair. Sea-swept hair.
So, did you see the my suggestion on how to get Bolt into the cars?
I saw that there was messages today. I've been flat out today and have not caught up yet. So.
Oh, it's got a picture. It's got a video of a husky in a boot.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I can probably imagine it. I'll watch it later.
Well, also for your interest, you will find out that you have lots of XP to spend.
Yay.
You are sitting on 90 XP.
Cool. I might sit on that just for this week, and
When you have time, you will get round to it.
yeah, Josh will be on a more reasonable shift next fortnight. He'll be home at like 5, so
Well, he's mostly caught up compared to everyone. He's got the least amount of XP. So it is quite amazing.
I might have gotten some XP back with the rearranged
Yeah, it is.
towel.
You did.
Yeah.
When you got rid of all the empowered stuff, because empowered doesn't exist anymore.
It's been
Okay.
slowly edited out.
Yep. Yep.
What I've done is built out all the trees except for there are 4 Jedi ones and the 4 elements need cleaning up. But they're all good to go. Okay, so as you missed the initial introduction, we did the force roll dice and we got 3 black.
Which is not good.
I mean, I was on earlier. Does that not count?
Well, you weren't there for the introduction.
Oh.
The thing is,
Yeah.
if people miss the introduction, they don't get in on the support roll for the group.
Mm.
But at least it was 3 instead of 2 points.
Mm.
Could have been a lot worse. It could have been just 1 point.
Well, yeah, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse. Though they're all black.
Which is
Yeah.
worse? Which is worse?
This is not great, yeah.
Okay, so one thing that each has happened is Bolt has become 2,100 credits richer.
Yay.
Womp has become 1,700 credits richer. Hollow has become 2,300 credits richer. And Desrin has come 21,500 credits richer.
Oh, because it's a new month?
A new month, yes. It is now the 1st of July in the game. And you've had, it's a Saturday, and you've had a chance to spend 2 weeks getting back into your groove after being locked up for a previous 2 weeks.
Yep.
They decided not to send you on the run until you've had some downtime.
Yep.
If I told you anything about how they set you up,
They
You
know
have
that.
a break before you snap.
Well, Desrin got told when they called you up to say what's going on, you'd accepted a job to go to the Amazon.
Right.
Because it came with Harliquin.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeremy accepted that on behalf of the group, right? Yep.
Okay. That'll be fine.
Fine.
Yeah, totally fine. Oh, great. Not suffering from being in a confined space in my human form for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You'll like a job in the tablet.
No, you'll still be suffering from being in a small space. Confined space due to the fact that we'll have to either fly down. Actually, taking a ship down there's even more suicidal. So basically fly down. I'm not sure driving down is sensible either.
Well, driving down would be very suicidal. Because you've got to do the cross the border. And the Mexicans have built a wall.
That America paid for.
Well, I'm sure one would love to go through the middle of Aslan territory.
Aslan?
Which is Azan.
We're going to Mexico. Oh, no, not Mexico. It was
Amazon.
Which is...
You'd be going through, you'd have to cross the whole Aslan to get to Amazonia.
Because Mexico was taken over by I can't even say the word. Aztec technology.
Yeah, but I thought the whole of South America's bloody Aztec technology.
No, Central America.
Central America.
It's only Central. I thought Brazil was as well.
No, Brazil is mostly part of Amazonia now.
Oh, wait a second. Isn't Amazonia all of Aztec?
So what you have had is an uncharacteristically quiet 2 weeks. You've been enjoying the fruits of the necklace run because you each got paid for that.
Yeah.
True.
And do you remember how much that was, Jeremy?
It was a ridiculous amount if I remember correctly.
Well, but not as much as the necklace is actually worth. When we found out we were going to be, I think it was, I'm getting in my head, I'm looking 5,000 per each plus it got negotiated up a little bit, but
Yeah, we were getting nearly
I'm losing reserve off the top of my head.
So it was 2,000 with half a K of tech thrown in.
That's what was, yeah.
So that means that Bolt gets a lot more money, so plus 2K plus 0.5K tech. So Bolt's going to have to figure out what tech Bolt wants to get, because you have to choose the tech or lose the money.
Right, okay.
Oh, great. Because it's
So
basically
sorry,
the equivalent of
how much would have Bolt gotten then? So the 2,100 for the rollover of the month and
2,000 for the necklace job.
2,000 for the necklace job. Okay. And then I think I hadn't spent any of my 2,100 from the month before, and I probably still had some money left over. I'm like sitting on a bit of money here.
Mm-hmm. You might want to throw it at magical gear.
Yeah.
You haven't sorted that out yet.
No, I haven't had any time to update any of my characters lately. I've just been flat out on top of flat out the last couple of months. I don't even know where September went. Like seriously. I don't know where that went.
I felt every day, so for some of us it was excruciating.
Yeah.
Okay, so So you should have had the money from the month, the money from the necklace, and some tech stuff. So you can literally throw it at getting yourself some extra gear. I'm sure you'd love a gene mod or two.
I don't think we've got enough for a gene mod. Gene mods are more expensive than cybernetics.
Yeah, but hey, they're cool.
I know, but some of them do have gene mods.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a gene mod, but yeah, unfortunately...
Dexter's got a gene mod. I just realised the fact that he's got to get it replaced next year sometime.
Well, you have to get them replaced regularly.
Well, the gene mods don't last a huge amount of time.
Okay.
The more powerful the gene mod that you put in, the longer it lasts. Because your body eventually rejects it.
But that's okay because does
that also screw up with healing as well?
Sorry, does that?
Does that screw up with healing as well?
Gene mods, no. Because it's not the same as tech.
Yeah, but basically you're telling the body to heal itself, and if the gene mod's classed as a foreign...
It's considered native for a year equal to its rating.
So can healing actually fix up the gene mod issue?
No.
Can you make them permanent, or is it just a matter of like doing a better one?
Well, they didn't design them to be permanent for that reason.
Oh, okay. Right.
So you have to keep on coming back.
It's sort of like when you give someone an antidote to a illness that only lasts until the next month when they've got to come back for the next therapy.
Yeah. Right.
You may find people who have come up with permanent solutions, but they may be one-off treatments that cost you far more than an arm and a leg.
Well, arm and a leg's only like, what was it, 20,000?
But for a decent one.
I just go to the arm and a leg. Fine.
And your kidney.
Yeah, so after all this time relaxing, Desrin notices he's got the icon indicating that it's time to meet up with the fixer for the run.
And considering all the work he's done to try and improve the basic security, it's probably legitimate, so yeah, we'll see what we're getting.
And the text reads, "I am most anxious to meet you and your partners. And I'm looking forward to using your team to perform the unusual, and I assume that the price is right. If interested, bring your partners to Gate 12 at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport tomorrow morning at 10 and ask for Anson Helm."
Okay.
Which means
Do we recognise that name at all?
you do not
We know
recognize
that Dexter's improved his knowledge skills.
you don't recognize that name off the bat, but with a bit of looking, he is someone you should know. So give me a Shadowrunners check. What's your Shadowrunners?
Should now be 2 yellow and a green, and we'll go to the intense focus on it.
So intense focus, you take a strain and upgrade it to a yellow.
Yeah, and what's the, I won't go for board info yet, because we won't spend money on that, of course, yeah.
Do you actually mention the name?
Well, not yet, because I will get a message to come to me, and I'm thinking, oh, who the hell is Anson Helm?
Okay, so you got 3 net successes, a triumph, and a threat. So you end up with 2 strain going now. That's right, everyone's also fully healed from their ordeals. And what you know is he is one of the most well-connected fixers in Seattle. He is major league.
That's a good thing and a bad thing.
Which means you're no longer the bottom feeders if this guy has called you in for a job.
Yeah, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
That's of course one of the difficulties he calls in to distract from, to make a distraction whilst the real lives go through.
So we're James Bond.
Well, you would also expect that if you survive the run, you'll end up with more money than you've seen in the rest of your lifetime. Altogether. Which, considering some of you have had a lot of money come in at various points, getting more than that in a single run is enough for most of you to think retirement or luxury.
It's certainly, whilst everybody definitely recognising that, he's obviously calling this because so good and worth it, and yes, we'll ignore the possibility that in fact we're the bait.
Well, you also know that you also know that Harliquin arranged this job, so Harliquin's the Johnson.
That doesn't necessarily make it the other side of the good things.
You are correct on that, but it does give you some understanding that they might not want you dead, because if they wanted you dead, they could have done that long before now. And it's far easier to kill you guys than it is to pay you. And so far, you've not been screwed by any of the runs from Harliquin. But you will know that if you are going to be jumping on a plane, you can't carry much in the way of hardware with you.
It doesn't need to go through the luggage.
Oh, you can put it in the luggage, but unless you meet certain requirements, it comes out of the luggage with a jail term.
Okay, so what what are the actually we don't even know where we're going to.
Well, you got told Amazon.
Okay. What's allowed in Amazon?
It's not what's allowed anywhere. It's basically whether or not you have permits that check out both here and there, and the airports have the highest rated weapon checks. Nowhere else has it higher. Even banks are less stringent.
Technically, from what we've got the message there saying that we're reaching one of the gates at the airport, that doesn't actually say we're going anywhere. It just means you're on the inside.
Yes, and just showing up at that locale means if you take a weapon with you, a jail term will most likely happen.
I have a question with that, because bolt is the weapon, and I presume they
You're
would
not
have
registered.
strong enough, I don't know, magic detections to know that I'm not human, even if I go in human form. Would that be a concern?
They shouldn't necessarily, the system wouldn't necessarily pick you up as being non-human, I wouldn't think. They would potentially pick up magical effects.
So Jeremy, his astral form is definitely not that of a human.
True, yes.
So it just means that when they see your astral form, they think you believe yourself to be a wolfman. Because a standard human can literally have the same astral form you have.
Okay, so if I go in human form and they look at me astrally and they see the wolf man staring menacingly back at them, then that shouldn't be a problem.
They will think wolf shaman because of your totem.
Yeah.
Because your totem will always be visible astrally as well.
But as long as I'm not being, I guess, like, violent.
The fact that you're a wolfman in your astral form does not necessarily automatically make you evil or a problem within their eyes.
Or a target, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to check, yeah.
So basically we have to buy weapons on down south.
Most likely, yes.
But the thing is, it doesn't really affect anybody except Declan anyway.
No, it does affect me. It means I can't take my favourite hand cannon.
And you
Yeah, but you never use that.
and he would be hard pressed to take his magical foci as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, since it you don't have the rules for it, it doesn't really make any difference at the moment.
There are some other rules there for it, not all of it.
And at least in your case, you're recognised.
But it's my holy item. It's my holy thing. So you're banning people who've got the cross for the Christians and that.
Well,
That's discrimination.
they will literally ban a magical cross for the same reasons. So the Pope travelling has to travel under his own steam because he carries too many magical things with him.
The Pope owns these bloody own aircraft. The Vatican own their own planes.
That they do, but he still has to pass through certain checkpoints.
Of course, the Pope does have the appropriate sin and licenses in most places to
He does, but he's also considered diplomat level access because he is technically in his own country and he's head of that country. So there's a lot of immunity things he can get away with, but it doesn't mean that other members of religions get a free ride.
No, that's right. And let's face it, the only one with your particular magical license and magical authority is being also a weapon, being a cudgel.
What? A walking stick? It's just a walking stick.
Is that the sword cane version?
No, I don't have a sword cane. I got a katana that I could use as a walking stick, but it's not a sword cane.
So yes, you would have to be, if your meat is only at the gate and you're not going on the plane, any weaponry you take with you will trigger, as will not having a sin. So you need a fake sin running that's strong enough not to be broken at the airport, so your best sin is generally what you go in with.
Okay.
The other factor, of course, is if this fixer is as good as his reputation goes, then possibly if we are going somewhere, we might be going private anyway.
I am not risking my gun because it might be easy to get there, but you also have to have. I think you might have to register it there as well. Because the sin isn't universal; it's country oriented.
No, sin generally represents you worldwide, but you need licenses for regions.
Yeah.
So you may be licensed in Seattle, but you may not be licensed in Amazonia.
Yeah. So it's probably easier just to get all that sorted out. Anyway, Desrin knows people down there.
Well, as I just said, Desrin is not planning on taking any weaponry with him.
No, I'm not.
He's going to go down to the to probably to help someone down there to find it when he needs it. So.
Even if they bloody class as a bloody, my walking stick as a bloody weapon.
Mm-hmm. They are very stringent on what they call weapons.
Well, it's a big whopping big piece of wood. So yeah, it would be classed as a weapon because it's a troll-sized walking stick.
I have trouble taking my walking canes onto planes, mainly because they are weapons.
Does anybody else in the party have a particular concern with any items they're likely to try and take with them?
I mean, like, Bolt had been using, I think, a hammer or axe or something like that, but I haven't used that in quite a few runs now, because he's kind of more deadly.
Because you don't need to have it. That's what I say with Will's hand cannon. I'm assuming he uses that basically in the same way that mixed uses I play with his Shadowrun, where you carry a big pistol type stuff, a very obvious pistol on your hip, so it doesn't scream on your mage.
So it's going to be. On the plus side, at least they're not complaining about armour.
Well, armor also generally requires licensing. depending on what sort of armor you carry. So, the Seattle Tacoma International Airport, generally referred to as SeaTac, handles a direct load of traffic, for Seattle is a Hong Kong of the 21st century. The airport is chock full of people of every type, from suits and their bodyguards to street trash escaping the rain. As you pass through the weapon detectors under the scrutiny of a trio of rent-a-cops, you can't help but feel a bit naked without your normal hardware. But that can't be helped. No one carries heat into the airport without a license and an awfully good reason. You just hope that any licenses in this crowd are legit. Security at the gate is even tighter. When you reach gate 12 and ask for helm, a grey suit who wears a mirrored visor frisks each of you. He then ushers you to a stairwell leading to the tarmac. A brisk wind whips across the field, carrying the whine of aircraft engines. The suit leads you to a powered cart, then drives you 30 meters to the door of a Lear Platinum Custom. 2 minutes later, you're sitting in a plush red chair, holding a cold refreshing drink and wondering where your host is. The intercom chimes in with a cultured voice announcing, "If you buckle in, my friends, we'll be taking off shortly. Once we're airborne, I'll be back to speak with you." And you notice that Nero has already made it here, as has Poppy.
Okay.
It's up to you do not. M, did you want Hollow to be along for the ride?
Sure, she's never been to the Amazon before. Sounds like a great opportunity for her to finally be dragged out of Desmond Tower.
In a spot where the Matrix is so wonderfully accessible.
Yeah.
And
Desmond decided that Hollow needed a holiday from the internet.
well, considering you haven't been able to get into the main network of Desmond Tower since you got back.
Boo.
And Hollow is about to.
Yeah, apparently SoCal isn't sharing that much.
Apparently I didn't do a good enough job while I was away.
Well, someone got you.
I got drugged, thank you very much.
Well, I'm sure you won't be asking for deliveries of coffee to that room again.
No, definitely not.
Okay, so Hollow is having a really nice, comfortable flight as well there.
And you also see Jane on board as well.
Question, Martin. Would Hollow be able to bring one of her decks with her, or are they considered weapons too?
The decks are also considered highly illegal.
Okay.
And even with a SIN, you definitely got to have a corporate sponsor to take them anywhere possible.
Okay, yep. So absolutely no tech whatsoever. Cool.
Think about traveling into America right now.
But also, you can take tech with you, but the like sort of thing like this, you couldn't take a cyber deck, but you could certainly take like a portable computer, like the laptop equivalent, or your.
I should have two. I should have a laptop, and I should have my full deck. So I'll be able to take my full deck.
So it'll be the data pad you have with you. So it can do some of that stuff, but you would have it reset before entering the airport and be busily loading stuff on it from hidden chips. Or Wi-Fi after you've gone through.
Yep.
Because they would be scanning for illegal software.
Yep.
And technically, most of your gear is illegal.
Yay.
Well, so you didn't buy retail, that's for sure.
So both her characters is classed as illegal.
Okay, so the line of engines cuts off abruptly, and the outer door is sealed. This baby is insulated well. cool, antiseptic air flows gently through the cabin. The jet begins taxiing to a runway. As the engines power up, you can't quite hear them, but you can feel the rising vibration and the tension of the brakes. Then acceleration presses a gentle hand against you, and the plane is off. It lifts smoothly into the sky, and suddenly, gone up to another part of the page, then suddenly banks into a powerful turn before leveling off once more. An immaculately groomed man in his late 40s enters the cabin. "Hello, I'm Anson Helm." He smiles and, with the whole teeth glinting in the light, he shakes hands all around. You feel power in his grasp that is usually lacking in his type. "I hope you don't mind meeting me here. I just bought the plane and wanted to try it out. And it's so private up here, it seems like the perfect place to conduct our business. We'll return to SeaTac when we've concluded." Fixing himself a drink, Helm continues. "I indicated that the job offer I have for you is unusual. Not many people will be able to carry it off, but I've heard good things about you. I need you to travel to a plantation near the source of the Amazon. Yes, that's the Amazon River, to acquire and bring back a rare orchid cultivated there. The mission will require stealth. You'll have to get in and then out quickly without stirring up the plantation occupants. There's a bonus for causing no casualties. The plantation belongs to the Aquilias, an important family of Portuguese descent. Over the years, the Aquilias have become renowned for their horticultural prowess. Our employer would like you to leave a small data chip in place of the flower you've cut. It may seem odd, but my instructions about this were very specific. Now comes the really unusual part of the mission. Obviously, you can't approach the plantation by air because of the need for stealth. You'll have to make your way by unconventional means through the rainforest, and I hear tell some pretty spooky native tribes inhabit the area, even reputedly some headhunters. Once you've got the orchid, you'll be away by commandeering one of the many aircrafts right there at the plantation. Go to Lima, Peru, where you'll find airline tickets waiting to get you back to Seattle. Once home, you'll deliver the orchid and recover the balance of your pay. Now you can see why I need people who can think on their feet, not just someone with glitter and steel. You come highly recommended, especially Bolt, who has rumours to be able to deliver rain, hail, or shine.
Great. We just have to worry
about... Bolt almost looks taken aback by the compliment. It's like, oh, okay.
Just have to worry about when Bolt goes postal.
And you've heard anything about me, you know I pay well and give my operatives every possible edge. I've got a map of the plantation and linguisofts of Tupai, the regional's main language. I've even got a couple of pilot ships if you want them. What do you say? Do we talk business, he says.
So what, they were supplying container for the orchid?
He didn't talk about a container for the orchid, but he probably would be willing to give you a container for it.
Thank you, certainly know exactly what it certainly seems like a generous offer, and those who are looking around the plane and thinking, it's certainly a nice purchase you've made here, it's certainly worthy to test out.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the optional extras that he's got installed in this plane.
Okay, so he's starting off with an offer of 150k per character.
What? Did he name the plane, or he just said we have to pick up a plane?
Especially auction.
So I expect that considering the fact that he said he's going to provide maps of plantation and things like that, I'm fairly certain that he'll be able to provide a significant description of photos of the particular orchid that's needed.
I was going to say...
I was about to say, we're lifting what is potentially maybe the only orchid of that in existence.
Oh, no, not that.
Okay, so he does say that there is a 15k bonus each for no casualties. And there's a 15k up front if you accept the job to pay for your expenses.
Certainly, the people, he's not going back far, he's always got to negotiate the whole process. Oh, yeah, that's, yeah, they're nice numbers, but
Just
as you know from your reputation in Australia, the quality like ourselves is not come cheaply, and if we're in that ballpark, probably if you're looking at the 200k each.
Okay, so I will give Desrin a negotiation check because this is what he's up to. So, what is Desrin's negotiations?
You've got a base of 3 green, 3 yellow, 1 green.
Would you like to spend a strain to upgrade?
I would suggest doing so.
Yeah, somebody else going to spend an upgrade and pick them right on. So you've got natural merchant, reroll any dice. Yeah.
Well, I've got a sneaking suspicion he's going to be like doing against Hondo.
Master merchant.
Yeah. On the plus side, I thought it would be worse.
He's a fixer, but he's not a nasty fixer.
What? That many dice and he's not a nasty fixer?
And
He's a very good fixer, but he's not necessarily opposed to the Shadowrun, is what he means.
No, I was expecting at least 5 red.
The character may suffer 2 strain to decrease the ability to check to find someone.
Oh, he actually upgraded it, that's why. Oh, wait a sec. No, you just added a purple for it. So, Desrin, have you got an ability to do a reroll afterwards?
he does.
Yeah, he's got that power, yes.
Oh.
The other ones he's got.
He hasn't had a chance to use them all, so I thought I'd give him the roll.
Yeah,
See how we went.
Plus side, as long as you don't roll into despair.
It can, because it is illegal.
That's right. So if I do a deal with 3 ranks for when selling illegal goods to a reputable goods or business taking additional 10% more credit for each rank in the talent based on the original price of the goods or items.
So you could potentially
increase the money.
you could increase the pay for the illegal. You could increase the pay for the illegal run using Wheel and Deal. Yes,
Yeah.
as long as you're successful.
Yeah, so you can reroll dice with actual merchant, master merchant, when buying or selling items, undertaking obligation, sell for 25% less or buy for 25% more. On the rounds, have 2 strange to decrease for the next head to find or sell items by 1 or easy. Remove any ability green dice to remove the difficulty purple dice from each green dice removed. This cannot reduce the... I've got the green dice to actually remove that.
You do not.
I can do an extra 2 strain to decrease the difficulty of the next check to find what items. Is that in this situation?
Technically, as you're selling yourself to decrease the check, then in which case I remove 1 red dice for that, and that's 2 strain.
Yep.
So that's 3 strain all up you've spent so far on that, and you'd apply strain. Okay, so
And you can reroll any dice for negotiation once per session.
So if
despairs or triumphs.
if you want, you can take these ones and re-roll them to give you a better chance of triumph. The other ones currently cover the amount of failures, and it covers the amount of threat you have received so far. Would you like to re-roll those 3?
I'm happy to go with your advice, whichever the three that's appropriate, yeah. Please.
Because looking at the
That was
results
trying to
there,
improve me, I think.
so what that means is that goes away with one of those, and that ends up being your result of 3 net successes and a triumph. So that means that I believe you get to increase it by 55%.
Oh shit, that's more than you were after.
Let's have a look.
So if we're going to get more money than we've ever seen, then I mean, that's not even better money than we've ever seen. Besides, I figure that if Denison demonstrates he's a shrewd negotiator, it can only enhance the risk for the reputation of the team, because obviously if we're good enough for this, then we're good at everything else we do. Is that how it works?
That is how it works. So with the triumph, I'm happy to give you another 10% for the triumph.
Cool.
Are we overselling ourselves too much there?
Okay, so looks like each person is getting. I'm just going to round it up to $250,000 because it worked out at 24,700. So what's another 2,500 at that stage? So I'm going to say $250,000 has become the price.
And that's before the extra, like, I mean, it's 15, or is that just rolled in to the total price now?
Well, the 15 initially would be part of the initial, that would be part of the 150 type stuff, right? That was just the down payment.
The
type
down
stuff.
payment now
so
become.
it's probably 25,000 down payment type stuff.
It is now 25,000 down payment.
And then there's another, was it another 10 or 15 bonus for not killing anyone?
Another 25,000 for not killing anyone.
He said casualties. Correct?
For no casualties.
Okay,
Yeah.
how does he define casualties?
Death.
Death.
Yeah.
Death is a casualty.
Yeah. You can call injury, but not death.
Oh, no, I just make sure I raise everybody afterwards.
Well, sorry, if you kill people, make sure you go to what he's deeply. I'll never know. But
Actually,
I'll...
I can do it as long as Bolt doesn't attack them.
well, let's just...
No, I just realised that if Bolt attacks anyone, I can't raise them afterwards. Because there's nothing left to raise. It's just mince.
I can be gentle when I attack people. I can.
Last time you were be gentle, you basically minced the part that would needed to bring them back, which was the head.
Let's just work on the idea of getting back alive to enjoy the 250k. If you can get back alive and not kill anyone else, to make it 275, that's a bonus, but I'll concentrate on the 250k first of all.
Cool.
Yep.
I could actually fix up a certain cyborg with all these quirks.
That's some conversation on the idea that yes, we've presumably accepted the job.
Well, he accepted your
negotiation. That's one thing. Are there manuals to make easier to learn stuff?
No. He hands you.
Oh no!
Four
in the game itself.
Linguisoft chips, saying these are copies of the Tupi-Guarani language,
Oh, right.
which give you 3 dice in using the language.
Yeah.
Okay, can that plug into glasses?
It says as long as your glasses have Skillsoft
Okay.
ports.
Data pads?
He's unsure how well they'll work on that. They normally plug into people's data jacks.
point to myself and bold. Yeah.
He points to Nero and Hollow
Mm-hmm.
and Desrin.
Yeah, Desir's a smart ass. I can actually expect him to reply back. Yeah.
It's a very legal sets and data sets are a fairly standard sort of tool. The fact that you don't use them is your choice, because how you're a mesh user, perfectly appropriate. So, but it doesn't stop them being the default quick learner language. Nothing stopping you going doing a bit of study on flat over.
Yeah, I'll probably do that, but I'm just trying to work out how different is that from... Problem is, I just realised if I start speaking, they're going to think that I'm a bloody Aztec guy.
He also provides 2 Skillsoft copies of winged aircraft, so someone can actually use it to give them skill in piloting if they don't already have it.
Yeah, so that'll be that becomes Hollow and Neo backup options if Dixon's unavailable.
He also asks, is there any other tech you need him to, or weaponry you require him to acquire for the run, with the requirement that you basically have to take it with you. There's no, yes, I'll squirrel it away for later.
Yeah, that was that part of that process. Has he actually set a time as to when we're departing, or when you need to depart?
Okay.
Not yet.
Fairly control side stun baton.
What was that?
So,
Stun baton. Since we're not supposed to be fatality, I'm going for non-lethal stuff.
You can arrange that?
Cool.
and yeah, Dixon will certainly be interested in getting hold of some
Tranquilizer dart gun.
available at the if he's got any contacts available to actually have that supplied, or if he's going to supply the flight, then we can take some of our own. But and obviously stocking up on the bullets, but that's what the Dixon's you've got bullets. Hey, like you said,
That's what thing is.
250 takes with a lot more than 25. So. And you never come back, you get it with them.
Yeah, so this is the stuff that's going to be handed back, correct?
No.
No. Because the point is that you can't just ask for stuff that you've been wishing forever that you weren't actually planning on using to get another thing.
Okay, yep, cool.
So basically, he'll give you, while you're thinking about what you'd like to get, he said he'll also arrange for a covert insertion near Macapa, Amazonia, boat transport upriver to Fonteboa, to a point 650 kilometers up the Jutai, and air tickets from Lima, Peru back to Seattle. Finally, he has a map of the plantation pinpointing the location of the greenhouse where the rare orchid is cultivated, including pictures of the orchid so you know exactly which one you're taking, and a container to keep the orchid preserved for your trip back.
Okay.
So if you can get him a list of stuff you want, he will arrange for it to be on the plane for insertion. But you need to be able to find your way through a jungle and river system from that point.
Yeah.
And can Bolt get detailed maps of the area?
He will happily give you as much map as he can, because most of it is technically available by satellite imaging already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bolt's not totally great on that technical.
We certainly get good quality maps to cover the area. It makes sense.
And he says you have 2 days before the flight is due to leave.
Okay.
Get your list to him by the end of the day, so he has time to get him to the airport or to the boat taking you upriver.
Yep, that certainly sounds good. I'm not expecting this to be available off the top of his head, so it's something we might look at later, or for anyone else's head, but does anybody recognise the name Quillar for the in Amazonia? I doubt anyone's had that contact, but...
Is that a Shadowrun roll?
Which name?
Quillar, the corporation that we're getting the orchid from.
Oh, that's a corporation roll. That's a corp roll.
Give me a sec.
I'm assuming it's a corporation. I actually said just a family name, but...
Because there should be a thing to be able to look it up.
Or is that going to be a society roll?
Or possibly even science, with the interest in biotechnology and the orchid development. They say, look, just hey, if someone knows that immediately and says, hey, no, we shouldn't be like that, they might know that, oh yeah, that's a really good humanitarian organisation that we don't want to interfere with, or I can ask if there was an Aslan. So it gives us an idea what to expect. Also, we're vigilant.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to check the end of the adventure for if it has any information to be able to tell you, because they do like to separate everything as you remember about these books.
Well, all the legwork stuff tends to be at the end, yes.
Yeah, but let's put all the useful information about the run at the end.
Well, let's call it one place.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so it doesn't seem to have anything about anything useful for this run at the back. Because they have Sylvan information systems, young elven technocrats, Paranobilis, Iran and Harliquin are the only things you can actually legwork at the back.
I mean, that means that there's nothing specially to know about the Quillars,
So, plant people.
Oh, good. So,
but it does have a rough map of where you need to go. So you'll be dropped in pretty much Central South America. Have to make your way about halfway upriver, and then make it all the way downriver after that to get out. So it's a one-way trip where you got to travel about 400 k's to the mission from your first drop, and about 800 k's from there to your pickup. So you're looking at about 12.
Do we have a boat or a way getting back down a river?
Well, you're only going downriver the whole time.
I think he said that he'd supply a boat and stuff.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
The boat will get you to the first location. He's expecting you to plane it from the plantation to the airport.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, we at the drop zone, we'll get provided with probably a inflatable energy type effect. Or a ribbon.
And as you're getting onto a plane at Seattle airport, you will need to request any weaponry to be put on the plane or the boat in advance of you getting there.
That's right.
So if you want to take it, you have to ask for it. So you've got between now and whenever you can think of it to say, I want these items.
Yep.
That's strange. There's no dart guns.
There are dart guns, so you just got to find the right spot. I was in the middle of renaming.
Oh, here we go. Dart, smart trang. Okay.
Yeah.
Who fires that? Okay, so that's what mod. What can that be used in?
So,
here we go.
I guess Bolt would be thinking
Oh, it's
about
the air
like
rifle.
survival stuff for like
Oh,
the
okay.
Amazon. So like
Okay, well,
hammocks.
quick update on that. He has arranged for you to bypass security, so you can literally take on anything you want with you.
Oh, cool.
But remember that you're going through Amazon rainforest type stuff, so wearing heavy armour probably is not going to be ideal storage options to run through, particularly when we're trying for a stealthy type mission. So
and whatever you take may not come back through the airport.
Oh shit!
Because you've got commercial tickets back.
Yeah. So we are. One use and leave it behind. So. Well, Dexter will certainly be aiming to. He'll come up with a list of stuff that's covering. Effectively, good survival gear for everybody. Say some enviro suit type stuff, suitable for hot, humid climate. Stealth gear and equipment, all the appropriate breaking entry tools and everything like that sort of stuff that he normally has anyway, so that he'll have to get words down there. And for him, he took like a 5 weapons go. He'll be happy with probably a couple of pistols and like submachine gun or a sniper rifle would be nice. So if I could keep that his Overwatch level intact. So yeah, that would be covering the important ones for Desmond, I think. And 48 hours, possibly if he's got time to get a decent data tank installed.
They're always happy to install a second-hand one that someone no longer needs.
Yeah, that's right. It'd be quick on the idea of you'd be keen to actually get a decent quality option. Because the fact that he's got some money available right now, that's fine for the 25k you just assumed to our payment. So, but yeah, so I have to double check exactly how the data tax versus skill costs, skill tax work in Genesys. Where are we?
Basically, the skill jack is an upgraded data jack.
Yeah.
So the more expensive data jack you put in, the more it will give you access to skills and stuff.
Yeah.
So the low end ones should read, and the high end ones provide better quality.
Yeah. That's not showing up there.
I'm going to have a quick look because I'm not sure how long it's been since I've updated that section.
I'm happy enough to because let's say I've got no idea what the prices are, that sort of thing, or what the recovery times or bits and pieces are as well. So if you've got the time to get a good system installed, but if not, hey, you might just do a bit of studying and learning on pilot aircraft and pilot aircraft and put some of this XP into that. So.
Okay.
Obviously, the legal stuff is also useful as well. So.
Okay, so there is the skill wire one and the skull jack. So they're slightly different.
I found that he's probably more going to skull jack because skill wise I would expect to take quite a significant additional time to recover because presumably That's where you put in the wires or the system, so therefore you can actually physically do these skills you just learned.
Well, the skill wires gives you the ability to actually act on it. So the chip you got would be for people who had spent 100k on upgrading to skill wire 4.
Yeah.
So
that's for the piloting software.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the language ones fit under skill wire 3, so the 10k.
So.
But the benefit is for each plus, that's the rank it can go up to, as well as how many chips you can have in at the one time. Well, at least it sort of says so in the text.
Yeah. So.
Oh no, each one can have a rank as well. Sorry, there are 2 ways of doing it.
Yeah.
So a rank 1 gives you the ability to have 1 chip, whereas rank 2 would give you 2 chips, and each rank increases it by 10. So you wouldn't want to put too many ranks onto a +4 skill wire.
But also talk about the fact that for each rank you've purchased, you can have an extra skill chip running at the same time. So
that's what I was saying. So you can probably, for the cost of a +2, you can have 2 + 1 chips in the same skill wire.
Yeah. The question then is, is there effectively time to get that surgery done?
The Skulljack is always able to be done, because that's the simplest one.
That's a lunchtime. You do the lunch hour type stuff.
That's the one everyone gets who goes for cyberware, because that allows you to plug right into the cyber.
Exactly. So,
because it's considered a data jack, but it allows you to connect into a computer as well.
Does Tatiana effectively have skill jack slot points that would act as external skill wires?
I'm sure she has something like that.
I'm here for, like I say, skill wise, it's fairly invasive cemetery, so I don't see that being something that can be done.
I think
in the space of 24 hours.
I believe I'll be putting in.
Skulljack.
I'll be probably putting in a lesser one called the data jack, which doesn't allow anyone to plug a computer in. Which doesn't come with a wired or wireless connection, it just comes with a slot.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you'd want to put in first before you give yourself a hackable opening.
Whatever is appropriate in for the setting. Desmond will aim to get that sort of jack.
And the data jack would be equivalent of a 50 to 100 credits, because it's just so ubiquitous.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I'll say 50 credits.
And then the skill softs. Well, does Nero have skill wires?
I don't believe he's gone down that path. He's gone for cyber.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I'll work on the idea that Tatiana can probably do it, and that's the face of it. Anything with wheels, wings, or a float can pilot, no problem whatsoever.
Did Hollow put in skill wires?
I know I went more with the hacking, but I think I did do piloting because I was going to potentially do drones.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a rank in piloting.
Well, if you had the skill wire rating before, you could put the winged chip in and use a winged plane as if you had 4 ranks in it.
Oh wow.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't increase your ranks by 4. It makes your ranks 4.
That's right. Your innate skill, or the skill you've learnt over time, is completely overwritten by the skill wise.
Right.
Even if technically you're better than the skill wise, the skill wise will still take control. So.
But I'm not better than the
No, you're not in this case. But I would be, like I said, my understanding of skill wise is that it is literally putting wire circuitry throughout your body. So it's invasive surgery that is not necessarily something you can do within 48 hours if you haven't already got it.
It is.
Oh right. Okay.
So basically, the winged chips would set you back 100,000. The language chip would probably set you back about 5,000 because it's language and not active.
Yeah. So if you up the skull jack or the die jack, depending which way you go with the one, does that the legal costs can be quite hard to get that on that fit with that or that?
You can have it in there, and it would probably allow you to translate and give you a pronunciation guide, but it won't give you the ability to speak it.
It won't speak for you,
No.
but yeah, you can try it for you. Yeah.
If you had Skillsoft, then yes, it could run in place of the Skillsoft.
Yeah.
So for the purpose of a data jack, it will give you 3 blue dice to understand the language.
Yeah.
So it's not as good as Skillwire, but it's still useful.
Yeah. So, well, certainly Diesel will aim to get a top of the line data jack / skull jack installed in the next 36 hours or so.
The benefit of the Skulljack is you can have Tatiana give you a full reality takeover.
Yeah, so she doesn't have to go through my comic anymore.
It basically gives a secondary access that you'd probably tie to your comlink.
Yeah.
So don't lose the comlink.
No, that's right. But yeah, so
So a Skulljack would increase all of your knowledge skills checks by 1.
Oh, cool.
Because that's what the Skulljack does. It basically helps sort information. That's basically what the Data Jack will do on it by itself.
Yeah. Also, just having a quick look at some of the other equipment that I had there, we noticed the comlink. Currently, Diesel's having a breaking 1 comlink. That's apparently capable of taking voice video data at 50 km per skill. Diesel will also have to upgrade his comlink and probably buy a few. Because that was 25 credits for rating 1. He'll aim to actually get some extra comlinks that presumably have better range and better capabilities.
There are some pretty cool comlinks off the bat. The long range transceiver. Basically will be planet wide. The long range comlink is also planet wide, but it doesn't give you. Oh no, actually it is the same as that one. The long range transceiver will allow you to communicate with Mars.
That can't do that's necessary quality. Diesel needs that.
Harden Comlink is probably more up your alley as well.
Yeah.
Because that's the encrypted comlink.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, you could even buy an encryption module to make that even harder.
Absolutely.
So when the encryption module is basically the equivalent to a battery pack attached to a comlink.
Yeah.
Because it's fairly hefty in weight, and it runs all the encryption for you. A person cannot decode an encryption module. You need a supercomputer to break that stuff.
if Desmond can get hold of it, we will absolutely be getting that.
Yes, you can get hold of that one. That is the top of the line graded encryption.
Yeah. And the because I'll tell you what's going to game session. Okay. If it becomes important for trying to get hold of something particularly difficult to get hold of, then Decker will use his know somebody to decrease the rarity if that's going to be a factor. So.
And you could potentially get one for multiple members of the party.
Yeah, the intent is Desmond is happy to spend significant funds of his own money if necessary. Obviously, he'll be gathering off the others as they go later on when he has to recover other bits and pieces to ensure that, yes, we have good communication capability within the party, all personnel.
So you have to get the encryption module and the comlink?
He'd probably be going for the encryption module, the hardened comlink, and a long-range comlink.
That's...
Yep.
I just looked at the price of the encryption module going... Yeah.
You can use the encryption module.
What, 1,250?
Yeah, but you have to get it for each comlink.
Yeah. So if everyone got that top of the line stuff, so that's 1,250. What else we have? Comlink, that's 1,700.
Well, one person needs a long range one because that's to get a message out of the forests. So that's for communicating outside. So I'd probably assume that would be the hollow comlink. And
yeah.
And because that way a hollow can jump on the network anywhere in the forest.
Yep.
Whereas the hardened comlink would be what everyone else is using.
So yeah, but I mean the point being that if it's available to get hold of, it's less like you could go absolute top of the range everything, and it's still less than $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you've just got $25,000 as a starting bonus for this thing. So aside from the money you just got from the necklace run.
So that would roughly be 1,700 for each character,
yeah.
And 1,500. About less than 1,500 for hollow because hollow doesn't need the hardened comlink because you can do far more with your own network.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you would probably stay on the long range comlink because you're connected to the world that way.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense for you to take the short range one.
Yep.
Well, technically the hardened comlink also has a satellite uplink. I just saw that.
So we won't need both?
Oh, you could just go with the hardened comlink because it does. Everyone will get the hardened comlink, and everyone has world connectivity.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the long range one is if she wanted to send it to Mars.
Well, but of course, the big factor is what's the E stand for? Is that encumbrance or?
E is encumbrance, yes, and
so the long range, the big factor is 2 compared to 0 for the hardened. So
you're looking at the remote activation one, not the standard comlink.
No, there is a long range comlink and there's a long range transceiver.
Yeah, the long range is only one. Long range remote active one's 2.
Yes, the long range that would be a Nero thing if Nero wanted to remotely use a vehicle from around the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if he wants to drone strike someone, that's what he's using.
Yeah.
But I am assuming Nero would want the short range remote activation controller.
So, absolutely. So the point being that yes, we're definitely getting good comms, computer systems. Well, presumably those that need them have already got them.
Well, I'm assuming they'll want to take fresh computers and not risk their unique rigs on the run.
The point being, yes, you can certainly, take fresh, because actually, because remember, you're going to leave it behind anyway.
So I've got down basically your comlinks, basic weapons, basic computers, survival gear, because you'll need some of that.
Yep.
And I'll leave it an armor. Any armor you want to have, I recommend getting something that is not going to slow you down.
I want to actually.
Makes
me
has
stealthier.
Kevlar armor, so would that be suitable? Or
It would,
is that
as long as
not?
you're happy to leave it behind.
Yeah, don't take anything. You wouldn't want to take any of your standard equipment. You got to buy new stuff
I
down
mean,
there.
like to ask for Kevlar to be included in the stuff.
In the sense of rather than changing anything, you can always stick with what you've already got, but it's new stuff to got the same ones. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's just assume that between this session and the next, you put together the list of what you want, and I will make sure it's on your sheet by next session.
Cool.
And basically comment out all your other stuff, so you're not worrying about, hey, did I bring it with me?
Yep.
Okay, so night sights.
I just don't know. Like, would Kevlar be the option for that, or is there a better type of armor for this?
You want to look at weight and make sure that it at the most it will weigh 3. Anything more than that, and you're risking it being too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to actually take it through the forest.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so I was looking through the list of gear at the moment. Yeah, there's certainly there's a whole heap of the detection equipment type stuff that Desmond will certainly be claiming or getting.
There's also drones. There's also weapon upgrades. So you might go for ways of any sort of thing that makes it easier.
Cloak?
Yeah.
So also from Desmond's perspective, he might want to make his Gemstone Knight weapon a sniper rifle.
Well, one of the things that I was looking at, it's probably the time when you really find out what the system can do, because if you can't get one for while he's down there, you might need it while he's there, but certainly a sniper rifle would be appropriate for Desmond's overall techniques.
And then you basically look at what upgrade you can get for it based on your level of it. So that way you basically, the upgrades you pick are the ones that stay with it, so it shouldn't be changing between uses unless you spend a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've spent some time, you've asked for it, most of the stuff you've asked for has arrived. It's going to depend on how much it all totals up to.
Yeah.
Because there's a good chance that may be coming off how much you get paid.
Right, so I was assuming a lot of it was possibly part of the 25k that people are using initially to actually equip themselves, or if he's supplying the equipment rather than us getting hold of it and taking it to the plane beforehand, then that would that certainly comes as part of the cost of the run, like in the sense of
So we will figure out how that works out between sessions, but
Desmond might want to be spending a bit more than that on the fact that, hey, he technically has money to spend at the moment.
well, things that you upgrade yourself are different. That means you've got options. And it might be you get yourself a really cool set of armor, you might get yourself a really cool backpack, or other sort of
things. And obviously, as I said, top of the line skulljack or darkjack, whatever it works out to be, is the appropriate thing.
or you get equivalent of a rig that can give you the benefits of a data jack without actually getting surgery for those people who want that.
Yeah.
There are rigs that you can put into a helmet to do that. So, 2 days have passed since you went up in the air, and you're now back at SeaTac. As instructed, you proceed to one of the private gates where you're escorted around security and led to Helm's Learjet. The wait on the runway is brief, and within moments the jet is airborne. You've been told that the flight plane will take you over several Native American nations, while the pilot assures you that he has filed all the proper papers. You hope so. Some of the nations have been known to routinely shoot down any identified aircraft on the assumption they are smugglers. Definitely an ignominious way to go.
So, Martin, just one thing that Declan will do in that 48 hours is send Val some pictures of the interior of the plane. But thanks, hey Val, you've got some upgrades to do.
Okay, so Helm, the jet touches down briefly at Kansas City, where you fully expect to encounter some kind of security check, but none come. The Learjet touches ground only long enough to take on another full tank load of avgas and then roars skyward again. Helm has been cagey about how exactly he'll be getting you into Amazonia, claiming that an explanation of the details would require a discussion of assets he does not wish to reveal just yet. He has confirmed that your entry into the country will be plenty covert. Ever since awakened forces toppled the government of Brazil 17 years ago, the country has welcomed tourists with open arms. You've all read the reports about powerful magics of the Amazonian government employs to promote magics on the scale, to promote accelerated growth of the devastated rainforests, magic on the scale of those once wielded by the American Indian ghost dancers. The former Brazilian cities are said to be pits of urbanization and decay, overseen by rulers with little concern for the inhabitants. Immigration is encouraged but rarely achieved because of the cost. You expect the jet to land over Atlanta, but it continues out over the Atlantic instead. When the plane finally does land, it's on a grassy strip on some island barely large enough to hold the plane, let alone a landing strip. A tall, dark-skinned man dressed in a fashionable white and tan island garb greets you as you disembark and retrieve your gear from cargo. Speaking with a decidedly out-of-place Boston accent, he introduces himself as Mercer, an associate of Helm's, and leads you to a nearby pickup truck, loads you and your gear into it and drives off. He takes you to a small lagoon where a seaplane sits waiting. Again, you and yours load on board, and the plane launches into the sky with Mercer at the controls. He is affable during the flight, talking freely about local politics and sights, but he will not divulge any information about Helm's plan. If pressed, he will say that it is one of the prettiest things I have ever seen. Meanwhile, the seaplane is taking you out of sight of land towards the southeast and into the night. A few hours later, Mercer begins his ascent, apparently relying on the aircraft's inertia and satellite-assisted navigation. Okay, so navigation gear. The landing on the water is smooth, and you don't notice the dark bulge of the freighter until the plane is right up against it. The crew throws ropes down, then hauls you and your gear onto the deck. After securing the seaplane, Mercer joins you. Aboard the freighter, an oil tanker that you take to be of Portuguese origin, based on the language the crewmen are speaking, you find little hospitality. The sailors seem fearful and either ignore you or rebuff any attempts at conversation. Mercer speaks briefly with one of them and then leads you to the bows of the vessel. The lower corridors of the ship are tight and dark until you suddenly step into the blazing light of a half a dozen arc lamps. Sitting there in an area undoubtedly designed to hold at least one large oil tank is a black aerodynamic shape. It takes only a moment to recognize it as an old Soviet IL-290 VTOL stealth transport jet. Its pilot, a rigger with cold silver eyes, waits near the nose. He nods at Mercer, who directs you into the main cabin, which has only enough seats for you and your team. As you buckle up, Mercer speaks. The jet will drop you off west of Macapá, Amazonia. From there, it's a short trek overland until you reach the river. Use a tracking device that will lead you to your contact point. A man with a boat will meet you there and take you upriver. You'll recognize him by the pink bandanas tied to his left arm. It should be downriver. Once the VTOL grounds, you will have only a couple of seconds to get out and clear. These Amazonians are real touchy about their border security and they don't rely exclusively on radar. Good luck. He passes the tracking device to you, then with a quick nod, leaves. The door closes and seals behind him. A moment later, a dull throb of the jet engines becomes a powerful roar. The cabin lights wink out and the VTOL leaps skyward. So,
certainly any time we've been flying, particularly, apparently couldn't do it on the boat, but Genesys will be aiming to be seeking up if there's any kind of pilot seat type stuff to pick up anything you need to know about flying aircraft and in piloting boats, but also, yeah, so getting on there, Genesys will say, well, do you have any idea how long the VTOL flight's going to be at this stage, where we are?
he says you'll be dropped off while it's still dark.
Yeah. So anyway, so the desert will certainly encourage us to say, hey, make sure you've got your gear back when you jump out, because hey, we've only got moments between landing and the plane flying again, so.
And you do notice he is his is rear controlled. He doesn't actually have any controls or instruments, so there are no co-pilot and pilot seat are interchangeable.
Yeah.
And there are absolutely no lights inside the cabin.
Yeah.
Well, at least no necessary lights, no unnecessary lights. It does fly very well, and I believe whoever decided that they were going upriver didn't understand that rivers go to the ocean, not from the ocean. Okay, so you're probably in air for about 6 hours before you get dropped in the Amazon. And it's basically a side doors just open, seat sort of tilt to help you get out.
Well, so hopefully everyone had their gear patched over the time back and be moving immediately. So.
Okay, so and you managed to keep the transponder with you with lights giving you a slight direction, which can literally also be transmitted to your heads up if you have one, so there's no visual light in the forest.
Okay, I'm assuming that Desmond's carrying it and it's going to be sideways, so...
So yes, it is a fairly simple directional one. It gives you an idea of rough distance to the river, ETA, any perceived threats in the area, which it does based on sounds. But without the usual sounds that you're used to, it does make everyone jumpy. Even Balti's used to urban sprawl, so no noise.
So it's not the first time I've spent like time in a forest or outside of the city.
Yeah, I think that this is
Angel Grove.
a very different sort of forest to the one you enjoyed at
So is this worse than Angel Grove?
Shellhaven?
Yeah,
So-
Angel Grove.
So
Angel Grove, that's what it is.
in Angel Grove, you were the apex predator. You do not feel like the apex predator here. You feel like prey.
Interesting.
And you realize even if you went full berserk mode, you may be clawing up to taking on the predator of the forest, but potentially not, because you've heard dragons generally rule over this forest.
Right. Yep. Okay.
So when it comes to viciousness, nothing can beat a dragon.
Yep.
Especially considering one swipe from a dragon and you're missed like most of your targets are.
Yeah. I'm also assuming we're going to idea that people have done a bit of research in that 48 hours of, hey, what to research in the episode.
Well, Bolt, and you've probably never seen Bolt study before. I'm not sure you can really call it studying, but like he'll be looking over the maps and like trying to like pinpoint landmarks and like basically like commit that to memory.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to bring up the map for you so you can see where it is you're travelling.
Yeah.
Of course, it depends on how well it pops up. Because, assuming my hands actually work correctly. You know, our hands always seem to work some days and not others. Or at least that's mine.
Yep.
Okay, and I just got it to the right size too. I forgot I used the wrong monitor. There we go. And I'll switch that over to big screen. So, number 1 is landing zone, number 2 is quest marker, number 3 is exit point. So, to make it easy, that's number 1, that's number 2, and that's number 3.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So was it number 2 is where we have to go to?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you want to do.
And they landed us at number 1?
Yes.
Yep.
Because you're doing an infiltration entry. And you know that squiggly line that goes all the way to the other side is the river, and they said you have to go upriver. So they actually didn't read the map correctly.
Yep.
You mean go down river, right?
Yes, that's why I said downriver, because downriver is towards the sea.
Or it can be, but number 2 would have to be higher in elevation than number 1.
Well, considering what the Andes are.
No, I'm just saying the only way to make it approved, the Andes would have to move like 500 kilometers to the west, no, to the east.
It's certainly not the first wording and spelling error within these modules.
Yeah. So the other option would have been if there was a lake next to 2 and they were both emptying into the lake. But we know it goes from left to right.
Yeah, it's not
Amazon.
like the one in Africa.
No. It's not one that goes inland and stops inland. Okay. So it takes you about an hour to get from the landing point to the river.
I just realised we're going to be heavily encumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depending on exactly what you're trying to carry. Yes.
Let's see, foods, medical equipment.
So the wet jungle peels away before you, and you catch the low rumble of voices and the clank of metal on metal. Peering through a break in the flora, you spot perhaps the ugliest, most battered boat you've ever seen. It looks like an ancient tug, apparently with a retrofit electric engine. A tall Latino with a slim cigar in his mouth is leaning against the cabin, overseeing a handful of labourers who are moving crates from the dock to the vessel's deck. Occasionally he straightens to up sharply to bark out an order in Portuguese, then leans back against the cabin once more. On his left arm the man sports a stained pink bandana. Apparently spotting you, he nods, and you see the 2 small boats still inflating, being dropped quickly over the side of the tug, and then they head your way. Within moments, you've climbed aboard and reached the larger boat. Once you are aboard, the crew escort you into the presence of the man with the bandana. As you approach, he straightens up and smiles encouragingly and welcomes you with a broad sweep of his hands. "Friends," he says in very good English, "I am Captain Carlon." Very unfortunate name. "And this is my ship, the Esperanza. Welcome aboard. Come, we have quite a trip before us." So you find
Good to meet you,
yourself
Captain. Good to meet you.
400k by boat. I think that would be about maybe 10 days travel.
Yeah, because
Maybe 5 days travel, depending on the speed of the boat.
also depending on how bad the river is.
So I'm going to go with assuming.
I'm assuming Captain Cole knows exactly how long
On the
it's
plus
going to
side,
take, or if he knows where we're
it
going.
is going to be a
So-
little bit quicker because we're going all with the river.
Oh, so let's just go with 2 days travel on the boat, because 400k seems possible, but I'd be hesitant to say he can go fast on the river.
Well, the other thing is he happy to do it at night time?
Probably not.
Then I think it would actually be a lot slower.
So on the night of the 5th, you find your way coming into Fonteboa. Anything you want to do while traveling?
So, we're on a jungle cruise.
Yeah. Well,
And
I think
our,
it's going to be
and our
getting
ship's
more understanding
captain
of
is
party boat as much as the planes. And yeah, talking to this Captain Coleman and finding out, okay, if he knows anything about the mission that we're going through, obviously not without telling him anything, but finding out if he knows what's happening, where we're going, if he knows anything more about what's the hell before, and
He happily
what he knows of the Aquilons.
he happily passes on his expertise with the boat, though you wouldn't want to bring up the name of the estate because that becomes public knowledge.
Mm.
It's going to come down what
We
we
were given
knew
the
about the
deal.
Aquilons beforehand. If they weren't just a family in the area, then they might have influence and we know what sort of area we're looking at.
Well,
Yeah.
you do know the orchid farmers are very well known
Right.
and are quite influential because they do make the orchids, and it is probably amongst the most expensive orchids on the planet.
So does Captain Colon know anything about the site he's taking us to? Basically finding out if he knows where he's taking us to, so then we can then work out, hang on, is he taking us all the way to the plantation site, or are we actually then going to have to do some hoofing it between the boat drop off and the plantation? So,
Okay, so apparently I missed some stuff while I was doing it because I was trying to follow it. Okay, let's see. So while you were on the VTOL, apparently there was a section for that one, but apparently it was after getting to Fonteboa.
obviously.
And because it had been so long since I had gone through it, like 2 days, I had forgotten exactly what was at the rest of it. So, perhaps an hour after the VTOL goes airborne, it banks suddenly and a cold, emotionless voice advises the runners to stand by to disembark. So basically you're being told over speaker as the guy doesn't actually talk to you. And so it's basically a quick drop, which was basically as I had done it. And you see after it takes off, you believe something follows the VTOL on its way out. Draco form is your belief. While you're
I'm sure our reader friend will have fun.
And also,
Have you been to the lake to take her off?
and I believe I did the trip to the river fairly accurately from memory, which is not bad, because it says the device will work perfectly. Doesn't mean the trip will be easy. I may want to prey on the worst fears of the jungle for them. So technically, you're running with a predator, just not the worst predator of the jungle.
Yeah.
So if Bolt is going around in were form, most things will give you a wide berth. And Bolt would know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm guessing Bolt is probably travelling in at least hybrid, if not, by the time we're getting in the jungle, I mean.
Oh yeah, so my plan was essentially to be inhuman until we got to the jungle, and then either be hybrid or like full wolf hanging.
Hybrid
will turn back into human form when we get to the boat there.
So hybrid would get you the most fear from predators.
Yep.
Because wolf are common, hybrids aren't as common.
Plus, you can speak in your hybrid one.
Okay, so when you make it to the boat and turn back into human and stow your gear, there's hammocks strung up for each of you in the captain's quarters. There are 2 crew members besides the captain and the passengers, which you are. There's a high frequency sound generator to keep insects away, and a shortwave radio for listening to entertainment and emergency calls. So they start going through the Brazilian soccer, or the Brazilian old teams are still playing, even though it's it's normally Amazonia versus Brazil. Even though technically Brazil ceased to exist a long time ago. But you've got the new teams, which are Amazonian, and you've got the old teams, which are Brazilian, and there's a rivalry.
But it's all Amazonian.
Oh, no, there's a lot of Brazilian pride.
Yeah, but but Brazil is now part of Amazonia.
That is correct, but it doesn't stop the Brazilian pride.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's now, it's basically Queensland versus New South Wales.
That sort of thing, yes. And so the captain does have a Brazilian flag, old and tattered, hanging up in his quarters.
Okay. I'm glad to hear this. Not flying it from the boat.
Well, from the boat is problematic.
Right.
And hey, I was actually originally right on how long it would take. It was 10 days travel. So good thing I actually looked at the stuff.
So they speak Portuguese, not Spanish.
They speak Portuguese, but a Portuguese person can understand a Spanish person, and a Spanish person can understand a Portuguese person. They just can't speak the other person's language. They can understand it, but not speak it.
Now let's see. Is Mexican actually Mexican, or Mexican's actually Spanish?
I'm not sure about that one, because I don't know any who speak it.
Again, I believe it's somewhat corrupted Spanish. And it means sort of thing again, like if...
Yeah, the problem is if I start speaking, they'll definitely know that I'm from Aztec.
But it's also the sort of thing that you can then understand each other by talking in your native language, because they can understand enough of it each way. So...
Yeah, so I can understand it, but I'm not going to speak back, because I have a very strong... I'll just speak in English.
Okay, and at this point, I'd like to welcome Josh joining the stream.
Somebody's flicked on the on switch.
Would you like to introduce your character while I get myself another drink?
Sounds good. Hello, I'm Josh. I played Nero, the espionage spy kind of Kingsman-like cyborg of the group. I found out very recently that I'm excellent at hacking, and that's pretty much about it.
And
so far.
Is that with a sword as well?
No. I use pistols and SMG, pretty much.
Okay, so for Josh's perspective, to catch you up on what's happening, they've taken a job down in Amazonia, You have 25k to play on getting gear that could be lost on the trip because you don't want to take your normal gear with you. I was suggesting you grab a bunch of drones that are disposable. They get a 25k bonus for not killing anyone. Even people going missing from the plantation is considered killing.
No, but if
Basically,
they-
it's a stealth mission.
No,
so
no,
you
I'm just
tend to-
saying.
We get in and out without them ever knowing we're there.
No, I'm just
So-
saying if they're unconscious but fully healed, it's not a class as a casualty.
That is true.
But really, it comes down to the idea of if we get in and out without knowing we're there, that's when we get the bonus. If they know the people have been there and therefore stolen the orchid or how the orchid got stolen, then that's where we lose the bonus. So,
Well, you'll be stealing a plane from the place, so they'll know something's happened.
Hmm.
They don't care if you know about the mission as long as no one dies. They just don't want them to find out about it as you're stealing it.
yeah.
Because they say you probably won't make it out.
Just as well as I've got some things to help against that.
Okay, so, Josh, did you need any more of a catch-up?
That's pretty good.
Okay, you also got yourself an extra 2,300 plus 2,000 for the last job plus 500 in tech.
Sorry, was it 500 or 1,000 in tech? I thought you said 1,000 earlier.
half a K.
Yeah.
Because it
Oh.
was 2k in credits and half a K in tech. That was what you guys negotiated.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was a K. I might have misheard or it might have cut out. Sorry.
Yeah, all good. That's why I'm happy to repeat. And
Of
it was
course, sorry, go on.
it wasn't a mistake when we read out Desrin's as 21,500.
That's right. So, but also, Josh, so the important part of the initial bit about the idea of 25k available to prepare yourself for this particular run, that was also the fact that we go from 150,000 for the run to 250,000 for the run, thanks to Desmond's quick talking for you.
And that's each of you get 250,000 credits for this run.
If you survive.
So between this session and the next session, you get to come up with what gear you want for a run in the forest, in case you have to toss it at some point. Okay, so back to the trip and 10 long, uneventful days. The only breaks in the monotony are the refueling stops approximately every other day at small cities along the river and a 24-hour period near the end of the trip, during which Colon transacts business in Manias. Manias is a city with a population of slightly less than 5 million people. Finally, the Esperanza pulls into its destination, Fontboa, approximate population 70,000, and you and your gear are offloaded. The captain is pro-environmental policies of the Amazonian government. If something's a threat to the ecology of the rainforest, it's probably forbidden or at least greatly restricted. And the long-term goal is ecologically balanced nation and society. So he is pro-government, pro-ecology of the government, but he is a Brazilian at heart, who's actually spending most of his time out of the bounds of what used to be Brazil.
And obviously that's why he also visited the engine on this particular time, because otherwise it's certainly not very environmentally friendly.
That is correct. But the fact that he has to have fuel stops means that it's probably exchanging fuel cells. Seeing if there's anything else here you need to know about it.
And the local natives, how friendly are they?
Well, you haven't met them yet.
Well, from the description of talking to Colin.
Yeah, but I was. Yeah, no, but I was more thinking of the local perception of them than the.
Well, the local perception of them is stick to the river or the cities, and try not to venture into the outskirts of the cities late at night.
Okay. And water beasties?
Oh, there's plenty of those. Just don't stick your feet in the river and fall asleep.
Yeah, there's multiple things I can think of that can grab you.
Oh, some of them just nibble a little until there's nothing left.
I'm also thinking of some of those parasites that have probably been gone to extreme size parasites or extreme size leeches.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of those, he says.
And insects of an unusual size?
Oh, he hopes not because they're buggers. So by the time you reach Fontainebleau, only a few hours of daylight remain as it pulls into the settlement. I was trying to find the right word for it because I'm sort of paraphrasing as I go because the wording is it's great but not for a group as we have. An elderly man with a thin white mustache stands waiting for you in the dock. You wipe the sweat from his face with a soiled pink bandana as you approach. Apparently you're part of the pink bandana brigade.
Well, that was that's what we got told was the identifying feature for Holmes' contacts.
Are you Helms people? He asked in a clipped British accent. Upon receiving your confirmation, he identifies himself as Graham Green, the owner and pilot of the Marsh Rose, an amphibious plane Helm hired. Green calls to a group of dock workers and instructs them to take your equipment to his plane. They'll handle things just fine now, he assures you. What do you say we go into town for a bite to eat?
You're a long way from home.
Home is where the plane is, he says.
True.
And your accent puts you a little south of where you should be?
Well, no, I would be... basically Aztec with a bit of Cockney in it.
He was picking up on the Aztec part.
Yeah.
It says it's obvious in this part of the world.
Well, I have no love for them.
Oh, they have no love for anyone else but their money. That's well known. Or their blood sports. They have some of the weirdest curses that he's ever seen.
Don't tell me about it.
Well, he just starts going off and talking all about different curses as you're relaxing over some food.
He doesn't happen to know someone who can actually remove blood curses?
Oh, he knows plenty of people that can remove curses, just that he's never actually had anyone live through the procedure before. But the curse has been removed.
That's right, curse is gone.
Yeah, I can remove my own curse that way too.
They all say they're experts at it, but mostly he thinks they're using people as guinea pigs.
Yeah, that or sacrifices.
Really for a sacrifice because they honestly try to help, just that most of the time they don't know how. But there was that weird one who was really into voodooism and said that could solve the problem, except the guy was sort of zonked out for so long he didn't know he was cursed. So I guess in a way he did remove his curse.
He was relieved of the symptoms for a while anyway.
Okay, so he takes you into a nice little restaurant where he says food on him.
Oh, I'm tempted to take...
David's happy to partake and enjoy.
He says, don't worry, Helm's paying.
Oh, no, I was taking more of the physical offer. Food fight!
There you go. Yes, well, okay, Des will say, yes, well, Helm has certainly been seemingly generous in his planning and preparation for this event. Have you worked with him before?
Oh, yes, he says he's worked for him multiple times, and he sort of asked you about what you're here for. What's your target?
Fish.
Okay.
Fish. Cool. How,
Yeah.
actually, how dangerous is the fish here anyway?
Oh, the fish.
No,
here-
eating.
What, eating?
Yeah, eating the fish.
No problems eating the fish, unless the fish eat you.
Yeah, it's just that where we're being, we can't really have... fish is a delicacy due to the fact that there's so much bloody pollution in this stupid thing. Yeah.
Well, this is the Amazon, and they are cleaning it up.
Thanks, God. The pollution's not nearly as bad as it is now.
It is the least polluted this river has been in more than a century.
That's why I'm quite happy to have some fish, but I can't have me chips.
The pollution levels is actually better than when the Spanish first arrived in South America.
Ooh. Cool.
Considering back then the locals would use the river as their sewer.
Mm.
It still does have a few hiccups here and there, he says, but we're getting there. He says, so he's going to be flying you more than 600 kilometers. In the morning, he'll fly you to the boondocks more than 600 kilometers from the nearest city and drop you off.
It'll be a lovely excursion, I'm sure.
He hopes you've packed enough gear to hike it back if you have to, because he won't be able to come back and get you.
That's the expectation. Understandable. Thank you.
Because you'll
I'm
be
sure we'll be fine.
you'll be hundreds of kilometers in uncharted rainforest. At this point, Bolt understands this is where you're going off the map,
Yeah.
and you don't even have satellite imagery of the area because satellite just wasn't taking images over this area. Someone's got enough
Okay.
pull to stop the satellite imaging.
Yeah.
So does that mean the GPS is not working?
Unsure, but GPS generally works if it's somewhere in the sky, because it doesn't care about imaging. It just cares about positioning of satellites, and by the number of satellites is the accuracy of your GPS
Yep.
location.
With the stuff that we would have gotten as part of the survival kit would have been also like a shit ton of like field rations and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Certainly got rations.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
each ration lasts a week.
You'd probably have maybe 2 weeks of rations.
I got a month.
Plus enough kit to be able to catch and cook and make
Yeah.
your own food. Because
Yeah, I was
basically,
about to say Bolt's a pretty good hunter, but yeah, so we just need like provision for like emergency, right?
yeah, and that's why you'd say 2 weeks of emergency provisions plus gear to cook fresh food.
Yeah, the only thing I couldn't see is tents.
I
did see-
Here's an idea.
I did
a
see
book of local plants and delicacies, so we don't poison ourselves.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the idea of doing some research on Amazon and what's there. So,
yeah, so we don't kill ourselves before we finish the run.
So
Oh, no, there's a
Green
team.
does speak up a lot on that, as he does have an old battered book of plants of the Amazonian. He says, unfortunately, this book predates magic coming into the world.
predates the awakening, so there's a lot of varieties that have modified a bit since then.
Yeah, he says it's a good rule of thumb to go by what the book says, because magical plants are just going to mess you up. He says.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, there's tents.
Bolt will eagerly read through this book. Oh my god, Bolt read? Did I just say that out
I was
loud?
gonna say, oh my god, Bolt can read.
I can read. funny enough. I don't like reading, but if I have to.
The topic is interesting.
The topic pertains to something that Bolt is very interested in, yes.
But he does say that he's more than happy to talk about all the wildlife if you can tell him what sort of things you're interested in finding.
Well, what about avoiding?
Well, what creatures are you interested in avoiding?
Anything bigger than me?
He goes, well, that's quite a few things, and some of the trees itself are actually awakened.
Yeah, but there's unfortunately, from my understanding, it's not until you basically walked on it is when you find out that you fucked up. So that
some of them just lure you to them. You can sometimes see or hear a friend from your past, especially someone you had a romantic interest in, who may no longer be around or in another city.
Oh, okay. So we've got sirens and
And then there are those that just smell like the most mouth-watering taste you could ever imagine.
Does a water-soaked scarf help you against that?
Not that well. And then some of them just look so tasty that you can't help but reach for them.
Right.
And then there are the plants that stalk you. Because not all plants are stationary.
Yeah. Triffids.
He says he'll just recommend being careful and trying not to walk towards the light if it's not where you expect it to be.
Okay. Now, I did like the portable electric perimeter fence. Unfortunately, it's bloody bulky.
Yes, I think that was good. I really clever.
Okay, so he does talk about how Font Boa may not be around for much longer, as the government has been using regrowth of the rainforest to repair the damage done by years of industrialization. Many areas show evidence of flame damage and heavy cutting when the jungle threatens to intrude. Every morning the town's inhabitants have to cut their vehicles free of the flora that's begun to engulf it during the night. So he says the forest itself can claim you as part of its tax. So be careful where you sleep. He doesn't recommend sleeping in the jungle at night. Which, considering your plans, is not that difficult.
Okay.
Does he oh, sorry, Jeremy. Does he also go into like, I know Lord just asked what animals to avoid, but what on top of that book, what would be like things to hunt, like can you go into the river and get fish, or can you get edible animals of a decent size in the forest?
He talks about things ranging from birds to fish to mammals. The forest itself seems to be alive with wildlife. But he says, be careful what you hunt, because he may hunt you.
Yeah.
Everything in the forest is far more dangerous than anything you'll have ever encountered in a city. Or a nature preserve.
That has seen some things outside of the city.
He does say that out here, the forest looks after itself. If you appear to be a threat to the ecology of the forest itself may kill you.
Right. Yeah. So basically, like, don't overhunt, essentially.
Don't wanton slaughter. Don't kill for the fun of it.
Yep.
Don't piss off the dragons.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Speaking of which,
And keep your campfire small if you use them at all.
dragon territories. You don't actually know which is which or where to avoid.
He just gestures all around him.
Yeah, but is
Dragon territory.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying dragon, but what about is specific or the dragons actually are not selfish enough to have their own specific territory?
Oh, he sure they have their own territory, but no one's game enough to ask him. Because unlike Lothware or Dunkelzen, these dragons are not civilized. They don't believe that humans are worthy of their time, or any human hybrid, such as troll, elf, dwarf.
Oh,
Well, that is a good thing and a bad thing.
But they won't. But the point is, they might be worthy of providing service, i.e. being servants, but that's about it.
I believe the animals of the forest are their servants, and they are very much nature dragons, and they care not for civilization. He has not heard anyone successfully negotiating with them.
That's okay. I'm happy to deal with work on the never deal with the dragon as far as possible.
Okay, so he sets you up in a boarding house for the night. He says you should be safe till morning. He'll come and get you. He doesn't recommend wandering the city at night.
Regardless, should we still have someone? Can we take turns on a watch type situation, Martin?
Yeah, you can. It's just that you'll be watching from inside the building, not outside it.
No, I know, but just like
it just means
We're
that
not in friendly territory necessarily, so yes, it's appropriate to maintain alert.
Yeah, it means that
we've been warned that this is not a place you want to drop the ball out on, and it probably started as soon as we got here.
And you've basically been lucky up until now.
Yeah, because we don't want to run in large size insects sneaking in and things like that.
And you see that most of the town uses sonics to keep the insects away, and no one has anything burning or anything that produces pollution.
Oh, that's probably what we need to get. We need to get some sonic stuff to keep the bugs away.
As long as you got power, you've got bug repellent.
No, we'll just plug it into Neuro.
I'm sure Nero's got a hidden speaker. I wonder if he does he have one like the Big Bang Theory where he can play theme music wherever he goes.
Oh god. Okay, now doing a stealth check. Ding, 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 ding.
Does Josh like that suggestion for Nero?
A portable speaker.
Yeah, a T-shirt that plays whatever theme music you want.
Nah. He's looking pretty good in his Amazonian kind of hiking gear.
And I imagine you've got some gel coverings for all your cyberware, so to avoid the water damage and the rot and rust.
Yeah.
Though on the bright side, you also got some chips for Skillsoft and piloting. We will look at any upgrades to your character between sessions as well, so hopefully next session you'll be fully upgraded. Which means you'll have another 15 XP to add to your list.
That'd be good.
Okay, so the night is heart pounding for most of you because those on watch do see a large cat walking the streets of the village.
Great. We can all going.
Bond's almost tempted to look at it astrally to see if it is like a werecat.
Well, it's a cat that will give Bolt a new definition on size. So it's a jaguar-looking cat that is bigger than a tiger.
Sweet.
Well, to me, it sounds like the type of place where, boredom's not really an option because, let's face it, you can literally watch the grass grow.
Well, the grass strangles you here.
If you watch it too long, you'll be over it.
Okay, so it is enough to make most of you skip a beat as it seems to stare through the windows and look at you before moving on with a flick of its tail, making you think it sees you as inconsequential.
That actually worries Bolt. Finally, like kind of sinking in, like, oh right, they're not underselling. My instincts aren't underselling this whole. You're not the apex predator here.
Bolt is not worthy.
And you'd expect that this cat is a servant of someone else.
Other than a dragon or someone else other than that?
Could be something else in the forest.
Or a high-level druid.
Probably, it could actually be a cat that is a druid, because most of the shapeshifters are not human.
They're enlightened creatures, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awakened creatures that can form in themselves into humans. Okay, so after each of you have had some time on watch, the rest of you are woken to the sound of metal on stone as the locals wake up and start cutting back the forest of the morning. Basically so they can free their vehicles and open their doors.
A bit like snow clearing in other areas. That is more serious work.
It's the equivalent of looking at the Jurassic Park islands after they've been abandoned and the people show up and see everything overrun. It looks like that every morning. Okay, so after about half an hour of light, Green shows up to take you to his plane. He tells you to hurry up. He's got to get going in the next half an hour.
Well, it won't take long to get together. Get ready.
Yep.
Particularly since I suspect that, considering how poorly people were sleeping, we probably would have got stuff together ready to go before you got there, almost.
Slept in the clothes and everything. Okay, so as he, it takes about half an hour to reach where his plane is hidden. And you can tell why, because his plane is a gas-burning engine.
Oh, great.
Not necessarily particularly well received in the area.
Highly illegal in the area.
So, how much would it cost to upgrade this?
He says it's an antique. Why would he touch perfection?
I can think multiple things. Well, where you're flying it is not. I can think of multiple reasons why you would want to change it.
He says, "Welcome aboard the Marsh Rose. It's his pride and joy."
Well, like welcome aboard the Flying Coffin. Let's hope we
Denson
don't.
was saying, hey, I wish you had actually, I could have done a bit of work on this and got it up and running, getting it running more smoothly for you.
Oh, he says it already purrs like a kitten, he says.
Let's just hope we don't run into
I'm sure it
any.
does, but I say, don't you want to roar like a tiger?
Yeah. Let's just hope we don't happen to run into the draconic locals.
He says he is normally very lucky, but now that you've said it, he is bound to have some sort of incident.
Well, we saw one
Well,
10 days ago.
He does know the Cockney luck.
Okay.
You speak it and it shall happen.
No, we'll be fine.
He says the trip will be about 5 hours, and he'll be taking you about 650 kilometers off river.
So, are you going to be low-level flying or high-level flying?
Low level flying,
Yeah.
he says. He'll be clipping some of the treetops along the way.
Okay, so you're an adrenaline junkie as well.
He says, no, if you go any higher, you're on radar.
Yeah, well, that too.
So if you get on board, he's sure he'll be able to get moving before we wind up in any entanglements.
Well, we've got all that stuff.
Okay. Just making sure I haven't missed anything on the other one. Because it's amusing how they have a lot of the different things going. Okay, so the Marsh Rose looks like it is a boat, not a plane, but it described it as a plane.
It could have been it could have been a flying plane, but converted into a boat.
Or is it like a seaplane type effect, like designed to land and take off from water?
I believe it may be.
I would assume so, because trying to take off a plane in
No, it is definitely a plane, so yes.
sea.
It just gets a bit confusing when they change some of the descriptions as you read through it.
Yeah, it's a flying boat, yeah. Well, it makes more sense because you've got this big river that you can use as a runway.
Because the next section talks about when they begin their raft trip. That's what confused me.
After we get off the plane?
Okay, so I think I've got enough stuff to get you to the next bit.
Oh, here we go, Dickens.
Okay, I'm just jumping through the different sections to make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
Holy shit, this cloak's going to cost me a fortune.
Cloak?
Yeah, I was going to get a camo cloak and then putting an optical camouflage system on top of it.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to cost me like 8,000 for it.
So where he's going to drop you off, you're going to have another 160 kilometers of river to traverse by raft. So
Right.
600 kilometers to a place where he's dropping you off, and then the raft trip. And the raft trip, he says, is going to take you through the headhunter territory.
Oh, lovely. I can see where the because he's saying we have to go. He's going across. He's not following a river, correct?
I believe so.
So in that case, he's going up to the other river that's up north.
That up north is a boundary.
No, the other river.
So this is the river.
Yeah, you got that river, and then you got that other river there.
This one here.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going.
Maybe we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't give me a location of where you actually end up.
Well, it's
Which
the
is
only
annoying.
it's the only thing that would make sense, because that's the other one. You would just follow the river.
Yeah. Okay, so 5 hours into the journey, like he said to you, you can see he's almost halfway through his tank. As he starts coming down for a landing, he says, "Well, this is it, people," he says as he banks the Marsh Rose into a descent towards the river. The plane drops smoothly, touches down off a jolt, and then skids upriver, throwing plumes of sparkling water from the pontoons. It finally coasts to a stop on a sandbar near the right bank. You set out about assembling your raft and then sliding it onto the edge of the sandbank. Green shakes hands all around and wishes you well. He gives a high five to Bolt because he's wishing Bolt luck with the forest. Because you're so eager to find out about plants.
Thank you.
I was more
They
interested.
eagerly await to see what eats me.
I'm more interested in the fish. Fish and chips.
Says, if you're ever in the neighborhood again, drop by and see me. He grins sardonically at the joke, then mounts a pontoon and pulls his plane off the sandbar.
Well, as I said, doesn't say, yeah, hey, great seeing you. Next time we come, I'll need to take the time to touch it up for you, shall I?
He gives you a thumbs up, but you do realise his plane was running extremely well, considering where it is. You'd be lucky to find something running as smoothly in a museum. You don't think it's all standard parts either. He must have customised his plane somewhere along the way.
Yeah. That's right. I'm planning by the time I come back and visit again, the diesel will go down the race mechanic pathway of the night type stuff. So it's not just tech that you should fix up.
You watch as he clambers into the cockpit, starts up the engine, points the plane downstream towards civilization, and lifts off into the clear air. As it disappears into the distance, you reflect on the fact that with it goes your last real chance to scrap the mission and return home. Now the only way out is forward to your mission goal, where a plane sits waiting to be commandeered for your flight to Lima. You hope. I'm assuming 3 may actually be where he's taking you, near. So it must be the So I'm assuming so you landed near here. You took a boat to here, you took a plane to somewhere down here, I believe, and you're boating to number 3.
I would have thought 3 was our exit point, wasn't it?
I thought it was your exit point, but it's the wrong name. That's Belim instead of Lima.
So where's Lima then?
I believe Lima is somewhere down this way.
Well, Lima is the capital of Brazil at the moment. So,
Which is quite a bit down that way.
like, yes, if we looked at a map of
So
Brazil.
3 is really the plantation area?
I think Belim is the plantation area. I got a little confused because I thought that was the exit point.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's not the best map, and we've found that before.
Oh, you make a lot of assumptions and you hope you're right, and then you go, whoops.
No way.
Which makes me wonder why they didn't just take you to the coast.
Maybe it's a roundabout way to make sure people aren't following us and or not making it obvious that that's kind of our goal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that because let's say looking at a map of current South America, Lima is certainly off to the southeast of that map.
Yeah.
It's a long way away.
Yeah. So, not for the first time you wonder what possessed you to accept this job. You're city folk, used to the flash and flare of the streets, not the slow ebb and flow of nature's rhythms. And here you are facing 5 days of sunburn and hard rowing with mosquitoes for sleeping companions. You've also been told probably best to sleep on the river, not on the shore. Well, the sooner you start, the sooner you finish. You think as you push off in your raft. I would say you would have 2 rafts between your group.
Well, one's troll size.
Well, the troll would probably count as 4 people on the raft, and each raft would probably take roughly 6 people. So that means you'd either have one other person with you to help.
Is that B-E-L-E-M?
B-E-L-E-M, yes.
Yep. Well, that's Lima, and we're up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
It's a big jump difference, isn't it? Okay, so you're facing 5 days of rowing. The sooner you start, you think, the sooner you finish. You push off, find a seat, and slip a paddle into the water. As you settle into a rhythm, the green walls of the jungle lining the riverbanks slip steadily by. You're on your way.
On the way, on the way.
And as the next section is literally going to require your gear to be sorted out,
Yeah.
I think that might be a good point for us to finish up.
Yeah, well, it's after 10 anyway.
Sounds good.
I wanted to get you to a point where you didn't get you to the point where you didn't need your gear, so we could concentrate on the rest of the story in the next section.
So we came in via going through Colombia and that, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, you probably came in via the East Coast, got dropped at number 1, then moved to number 2, and then on your way to number 3.
We've been in Brazil, or been in here for what, 2 weeks almost in this space of travel.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks since you took the job. So you leave number 2 on the 13th of the month, and you're looking at 5 days to reach your destination. So you're a good month into this journey before you even get home.
Wow.
And so you might end up with another month's pay with your survival money if you make it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I was just wondering.
Because just for your upcoming fun, I have multiple different types of Indians for you to encounter on the river.
Oh,
I'm sure they're all friendly and accommodating.
With one of them titled Headhunter.
I'm sure they're friendly and accommodating.
I'm sure that has nothing to do with what they actually do, right? Right?
They're headhunters, just like any corporation.
Yeah.
And hey, they're willing to work you to the bone. And I'm sure that's literal.
That's it. I'm just saying, I'm sure that's you've heard the term headhunter before. Perfectly appropriate.
Okay, so your homework for this game then will be to figure out what gear you want to have, make sure it fits within your 25k budget, and I believe Desrin can reduce the cost of some of the gear by a certain amount.
So, you can certainly do some, but I think it's...
I believe it's illegal gear you can get cheaper.
That's it's also the sort of thing that trying to do blocks of different bits and pieces might be more challenging to do overall, because I think officially the talent's only like once per session or whatever type stuff, but where are we? I'll say there's only a bunch of contacts that decrease some of the items rarity by 1 per X, so they can easily get hold of.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact it becomes more expensive every time you do that. So that's good for the particularly difficult items to get hold of.
The assumption is that you'll be able to get your fixer to use his rep to find everything you're after. So rarity will not be a problem because he is Mr. Contact. And he will become an ongoing contact for you if you're willing to pay for it.
Yep.
So it's user pays when dealing with someone of that level.
So that's rarity 4.
And the fact that he's giving you a fortune means he was getting paid more than you to get you in the first place.
Yep.
And so this is the
It
big...
just shows how good we are. Obviously, we're better than we think we are.
So what does the cloaking cloak actually do? Because you got no stating on what it actually does.
Some of that stuff is waiting to be added.
It's got
Mainly because talents were far worse off than gear, and now talents are almost done. I only have to finish add in 4 specializations that don't have anything, and complete 4 that were mostly done. And then all specializations are done for the moment. So we're getting there with that stuff. So did anyone else want to add anything before we go to end credits?
I think our group, the only thing I'll probably do now would be if we want to discuss any purchases before people do their homework, but
Well, I was happy to do that after stream, so you can figure it out and get pointers.
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go switch to end credits. Apparently I jumped to the wrong game, but hey, we have that fun. Okay, so end credits now.